We are excited and glad and very honored that everybody could be here today to share with us the grand opening of our new campus here for St. Margaret's Daughters Home, moving over here to the Mercy campus.
We know that this is important for job creation. It represents investment in our community, and on behalf of the New Orleans City Council and particularly Councilmember LaToya Cantrell from District B, we are very grateful for the efforts that are taking place here today. We certainly hope that this center represents a center for healing, for care, and understanding. And this represents one more brick in the road to recovery for the city of New Orleans.
Thank you all for being here to celebrate this wonderful day. We've been waiting quite some time, and I know St. Margaret's has been working for quite a long time to have this day become a reality. In just a few weeks, we're going to have lots and lots of their clients moving in, and it's going to be a bustling place again. And we in the Mid-City area are very much looking forward to this. Since 1931, St. Margaret's has provided the highest quality continuum of care for its residents. They really take every aspect of care for residents of a certain age, and they put everything into it all the way through this part of the lifespan.
It's really my pleasure to be here today and to see this expansion of St. Margaret's, an institution known for its outstanding nursing care over a long period of time, and also the announcement of the opening of the Steve Gleason Center to taking care of people with neuromuscular disorders. I've always felt that the measure, or the best way to measure a society's justice and equity, is by looking at the way the society takes care of those who are less privileged and those who need additional help. That to me is the best way to judge a society, and how that society looks at life, all types of life, whether it's a person who has disabilities or a child that is born who has serious problems. That to me is a great measure of society. This center, I think, reflects the highest values of our society in New Orleans and a real advance in the way we take care of people with difficulties. Tulane is proud to provide the medical care here at this institution, and I know I speak on behalf of our faculty for saying it is our privilege. Why is it our privilege? Well, at Tulane, we're responsible, like LSU, for training the next generation of physicians. Medicine is not just a science, it's also an art. And inculcating young people with the idea that life has value, and all life has value, is an important component of what we do in the medical education community. I would say that having our physicians and our trainees come and see this kind of an institution is part of medical education. I tell our physicians who are in training the following. As a doctor, it is our privilege to wake up every single day and total strangers share private information with us. Some of the people who are sick we can cure. Some of the people who are sick we can ameliorate their suffering and reduce their pain. And some of the people who are sick, all we're able to do is to hold their hand as they go into the next world. That's what it is to be a physician. This kind of an institution gives us the ability to pass on that message to the next generation of physicians.
I'm happy to be here to represent the state of Louisiana with the Office of Community Development Disaster Recovery Unit. With the support of the state and the support of Governor Jindal, we continue to invest our recovery dollars throughout the city of New Orleans. We all remember, probably all too intimately and too soon, to remember the devastating effects of Hurricane Katrina, and especially on how it impacted our healthcare facilities. To date, the state has committed over $220 million of our recovery funds to health-related projects, including the Veterans Hospital and the Methodist Hospital acquisition right here in New Orleans. These funds, as many of you are aware, are come to us through the Community Development Block Grant Funds. CDBG is a term that we probably never knew before and more people know today. But those are funds that come to us through the United States Housing and Urban Development Department, and those are recovery funds for Katrina and Rita. For this particular project, we are bringing in $3.5 million in our disaster recovery funds, which, of course, is partnering and leveraged with so many other funds and so many of our other partners in this project, including FEMA, Iberia Bank, and working closely, obviously, with the St. Margaret's Daughters, and with much appreciation with Larry Stansberry and the foundation, who have demonstrated to us so much of which they have invested in this project. Money is only a piece of it. Obviously, the dedication, the vision, the inspiration, the hard work, all of that is what brings these types of projects to fruition. And I know these things don't happen without lots of bumps in the roads and lots of difficulties, and yet somehow with that persistence and these teams that put in place with all of their hard work, it gets there, and you get to a day like this where it actually comes to fruition. This project is part of a state program that was developed that we called the Project-Based Recovery Opportunity Program, or PROP project. The program was specifically designed to target our disaster funds to businesses and services striving to get back and locate and relocate in areas that were still suffering from the long-term effects of Hurricane Katrina and Rita. The purpose of this program was to address the critical needs within communities. When I was looking at the information on this project and also on the various programs in St. Margaret's and the facilities, I was struck by some of the introduction and the description of the services here, and they use a line on there I'm sure you all are familiar with that says, "Care that embodies the whole of a person." And when I thought back on what we're trying to do with recovery, I keep thinking about it's important to find ways to impact the recovery of the whole of a community. And while we look at the whole of a person, the whole of a community also contains a lot of seen and unseen needs. And this one, looking at this project, we look around at some of the roads and the buildings and other things that we've rebuilt post-Katrina. And then I think about this one, and I think sometimes this is the unseen. Supporting the missions of St. Margaret's truly helps us get a step closer to our goal of rebuilding our communities. And just looking around the facility, providing such a beautiful home and such green space and such a feel of comfort and care. It's very encouraging to think that we're recreating the fabric of our society, we are rebuilding, and we are making our society stronger. And so I truly believe that this project is one of our true visions of building back our communities better and stronger.
We are very, very proud to be partnered with St. Margaret's. It's been a great relationship, one that's developed on a handshake and a few meetings. And we're just extremely excited that we were able to do this. Steve and Michelle unfortunately can't be here. They're in Machu Picchu, Peru, on a life experience with another ALS patient. I would advise or encourage all of you to go to teamgleason.org and look at the blogs and follow what they're doing. It's pretty exciting. And I'm relieved that they're on their way home because it's pretty scary. But anyway, they don't live a normal life anymore for a number of reasons. But they do send their thanks to everyone who's involved, the people who worked with us to do this. They thank the people who supported us financially. And they send their best wishes and congratulations on this great event. Here's the story that I like to tell about how this happened. About a year ago, Steve Gleason got an email from a gentleman named Steve Sailing, who lives in the Leonard Florence Center in Boston. And he described to him what is an amazing facility, the design of which was, it's a nursing home, but they built it more like an apartment complex, and I would probably say more like the Lambeth House in New Orleans, but now people will say it's more like St. Margaret's, the facility that's done here. And I see Ron Blitch around, so Ron did a tremendous job. But anyway, he was telling me about the facility and that how it changed his life. He was a landscape architect who developed ALS and was kind of despondent, living at home without technology. And he said once he moved into this facility, the care that he got, the surroundings, and most importantly, the technology that allowed him to live as independently as he possibly could. He now could, from his wheelchair through his eye technology, open the elevator doors, open the door to his room, turn on the lights, the temperature, raise the shades, and any home entertainment devices that he had in there. So other than putting him to bed, feeding him, and then of course having to go to the bathroom, he was independent. The eye technology provided him to continue with to be productive and to live life with a purpose. In fact, Steve Sailing designed the garden that you'll see outside of the Team Gleason house. Pretty amazing, and Steve Gleason was very excited about it. They actually called, in my mind, to see if Steve would help them raise money to do more rooms in Boston. Well, Steve, being the New Orleanian that he is now, although he's from Spokane, he said to us, we had a board meeting, he said, I'd like to do one of those in New Orleans. So we all said, sure, Steve, we have a few things to do, but let's get to that a little bit later in life. Well, lo and behold, enter Dave Davis. Dave Davis was a friend of Steve's and a neighbor, and he had the vision to come talk to Larry Stansberry with St. Margaret's and tell him about the idea. Larry thought it was a great idea, so Larry's team, Steve and Dave, flew to Boston. And to say that they were impressed is an understatement. They came back very excited. They came back with a great enthusiasm to try to do this. So the idea was born, and as I said, there's a handshake, in general, a bunch of hugs involved as well. Thank you, Ann. And we created the idea. We said, let's do this. Well, we needed funding. Steve was invited to speak at a social innovation summit in New York City at the United Nations in May of last year. And he spoke about his diagnosis and how he wanted to continue to live life at the fullest. Lois Bacon from JP Morgan Chase was in the audience, and she kind of fell in love with Steve, his inspiration, his vision, and met with us after. So she said she was very interested in helping us provide the technology for phase one of the Gleason House. After several meetings, they came down. We met with the local Chase people, all the executives, back and forth, and they were able to grant the Team Gleason House a $350,000 grant to provide the technology for phase one of the Team Gleason House. So Chase, thank you very, very much. And they deserve it. Along the way, we had other people who stepped up. Alan McDonald, who built this great facility, has been very generous, and he offered us a tremendous donation. The Kavanaugh Foundation has supported us. Peter King, the sports writer for Sports Illustrated, ran a race and encouraged all of the people that read his column to donate to the Team Gleason House, and he raised $60,000 in one day to put toward the facility. We are awaiting now some money from Drew Brees Foundation, and Rick and Lisa Farrell have committed, so we have some monies now that are helping us work toward the next phase. We are continuing at this point in time to try to raise more money so that we can do the second phase and bring more and more people into this facility. So our hope is that once we get our patients here, that they will continue to be productive and have purpose in life. We hope that they will reach out to other ALS patients and to the community. As example, by the Boston, we have one of the Boston patients is a tutor. He has high school kids that come in. Another one is a movie producer, so they continue to be productive. They continue to reach out. In fact, from Tulane, they already have the biomedical students who are working on helping provide better technology for these patients. And we hope that we can be the hotbed for technology development in this area to help more patients live a better life. And another one of Steve's dreams. We hope to have one in every NFL city in the country. So thanks to Larry and Michael, Chase, all the other people who gave us money, and to Steve and Michelle.
To have worked with this project over the last 4 years and to see the smiles on the residents like Ms. Glavis over here, who I've watched for the past 4 years in the old facility, and to see the other residents and the smiles and the joy that they have at being in this wonderful new facility is what makes it all worthwhile for us. Iberia Bank was happy to be the investor and leverage lender in this $21.9 million project, and it's a joy to be sitting here today. We've been working on this for the past 4 years. From a personal standpoint, Paul, I had an art show April 4th, and the show is still ongoing. It ends the end of April, but I think we've raised about over $30,000 for Team Gleason. So from a personal standpoint, I'm thrilled to see the Gleason wing over here, and from a banking perspective, thrilled to be partners with such a fine institution as St. Margaret's, and to see the smiles on the faces of the residents is really what makes it all worthwhile.
Did you know that 1/3 of the world's people live on less than $2 per day, with 1.2 billion living on less than $1 per day? Obviously, there are a lot of people living in poverty. St. Margaret's mission is to assure that people living in poverty in our community have access to quality health care. My name is Larry Stansberry, and I am the CEO for St. Margaret's. I want to thank you for being here with us, and I hope that you love what you see here today. St. Margaret's is a nonprofit organization. We were founded in 1889 here in New Orleans by Catholic women who wanted to do good works in this community. We have, since 1931, we have provided health care to New Orleanians. The building that you're in is actually a $37 million investment. It is 115,000 square feet. It is a 112-bed nursing home built on what we call a household model. This building has 12 households. Each household has mostly private rooms, a hearth room, self-serve kitchen, dining room, and a staff that's shared. The building's layout and organization are the direction and the future of long-term care throughout the country. Today, I'd like to speak briefly about 4 topics. 1, what a great gift this building is for the people that St. Margaret's serves. 2, what I believe will transform our households into homes. 3, my definition of St. Margaret's family. And 4, I'd like the identification and recognition of the key stakeholders in this construction project. So what is a gift? A gift is defined as a voluntary transfer. One of the most famous gifts in history is the Statue of Liberty. It is a gift from the French government given to the United States in 1889. It is intended to honor the U.S. post-Civil War. The Statue of Liberty's torch is a symbol of enlightenment. And I like to think of the St. Margaret's community as an enlightened community. St. Margaret's mission, again, is to provide exceptional health care to the community, especially the poor. Our new home here at Mercy will allow us to continue our mission of service in this community. This new building, this new structure, this home, this gift will allow people with ALS to remain independent, productive, and purposeful, as well as providing poor, frail elderly with a comfortable environment in which to live out their golden years. This building is a great gift for which I am very thankful. And what is a home? A home is a person's place of residence. A home can be the social unit formed by a family living together. A home is also an establishment providing residence and care for people with special needs. A house is not always a home. A house has 4 walls and a roof, but a home is a sanctuary. A home is comfortable. A home is inviting. A home is a refuge from the world. A home is cozy. A home is lived in. A home is where the pets are. A home is filled with your favorite smells. A home is filled with tender touch. Here at St. Margaret's, I want our 12 households to be homes for the 112 people we serve. In addition, I want our 12 homes to be filled with family. To me, families are not just groups of individuals living together under one roof, but are groups of people united by certain convictions. I define the St. Margaret's family as those who serve, the people that I work with, and those who are served, the residents of our nursing home. And like any family, our family has friends, and some of those friends have helped us to build the households that you will see shortly. Those friends would include Iberia Bank. They are the leverage lender and tax credit investor, without whom St. Margaret's at Mercy would not have been possible. And FEMA, who provided some of the funding for this project. And the state of Louisiana, through the Office of Community Development, who provided additional funding for the project. Litch Connell Architects, the designers and master planners of St. Margaret's at Mercy. The McDonald Group, our contractor. The Solza Group, our project manager. And Crescent Growth Capital, our tax credit arranger. Basic American, who provided the furnishings you'll see here today. And Tulane University for their physician support and their service learning program. And Chase Bank, who provided the funding for the technology in the Team Gleason household. And Team Gleason, who provided the vision, inspiration, and support for the Team Gleason household. And last but not least, Ann Stansberry, Fong Gwen, and Michael Gilman, who have worked and worked and worked some more to make St. Margaret's at Mercy a reality. In conclusion, I want to acknowledge what a great gift this $37 million building is. This home for 112 wonderful people. I am very proud of our new home. It is a place where the people who serve and the people we serve, our family, will live and laugh and love together. It is truly a gift, a home for family and friends. Thank you.
Thank you, Larry. Ladies and gentlemen, we once again are very proud and privileged that you are willing to share your morning with us in celebrating the opening of St. Margaret's at Mercy. We have food and refreshments catered by Martin's Wine Cellar. We have St. Margaret's staff that will be giving tours of a couple of the floors of the building so you can see this truly remarkable building and campus that we have for our elders in our care. Once again, thank you for coming and enjoy your morning. Good day.